Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic here on Ragplays. Just about to board the Ebon Hawk and head off Kashyyyk, but not before we have quite a few lengthy conversations with our party members. There's a certain someone who wants to talk to us, I think. Best not put it off any more than we have to. Let's get started. Wow, that took a long time to load. Must be due to the high-resolution skyboxes I have installed in the Ebon Hawk's cockpit. The engine's really not equipped to handle those, but I like them. They're really nice to look at. It's been a long time since I've set foot on the Hawk. See, we still hadn't solved the Gizka problem. Lemicus could not bring himself to squash these cute little buggers last time we played. But that's okay, they're free to hop around and do whatever Gizka do in their free time. I'm sure a solution will present itself someday. I mean, look at him. Look at him. He's coming over to meet us. Yes, you are. Oh no, I wanted to pick you up. Never mind. Well, anyway, I guess since Canderous is right here, we'll start off by talking with him. Canderous?
Yeah, what do you want?
Last we spoke, we left off on kind of a high point. Lots of excitement with the Mandalorian Wars. I was wondering if you had any more stories about them.
The war we had with the Republic was supposed to be the most glorious battle in our history. But it was a very costly one. I guess we didn't think of how much we could lose in it.
There must not have been many of you left.
There weren't many of us after that last battle. Mandalore himself was killed at the hands of the Jedi Revan. The best of us could not defeat him. After that last battle, those of us that survived were stripped of our weapons, our armor, and our basilisks. Revan's forces destroyed them while we were forced to watch. Those who hadn't fled earlier were left with nothing to call their own. No weapons, no armor, only the honor of having fought in the battle we just lost. For many, this was not enough. While the rest of us were sent into exile on the Outer Rim, they tried to relive the old days, raiding worlds. They're nothing more than bandits now.
And eventually you came to Terrace.
Yeah, I came to Terrace. And forcing for Davik was not stimulating. The gangs on Terrace and Davik's rivals were trash. They give no thrill in battle, no honor or glory in defeating them. It was like stepping on bugs. I sought worthy challenges, but the best that Terrace could offer were nothing to me. But I think now, with you, I may finally find opponents worth fighting.
Well, I'm honored, Canderous.
Maybe later I'll tell you more about what it was like to work for Davik. For now, though, we should get on with our lives. Is there something else you want to know?
Nothing more for now, I think. Thanks for the story.
Your choice. I'm here if you want something done right.
Journal entry has been added. Let's see what that was. Canderous. Canderous told us how Revan and his forces were destroyed. Rather, Canderous told how Revan and his forces destroyed the Mandalorians' weaponry and exiled them, scattering them across the Outer Rim. He thinks that now, with you, he might find worthy opponents once again. You might try to talk to him more later. We will certainly do that. As I probably mentioned before, Telemachus really does respect Canderous. They were both veterans of the same war, and though they were fighting on opposite sides, he sees Canderous as having like a lot of honor. Like there's no bad blood between them at all, and he's proud to have him as a comrade in arms now. And yeah, he really admires him in a way, the whole warrior spirit, and he's always felt it's something that the Republic lacks, that maybe they used to have, but somewhere along the way they lost. And he almost feels a tinge of regret that that Canderous has suffered such a... not necessarily a blow to his ego, I guess, but a blow to... a blow to his purpose, I suppose. Now that the clans have scattered, the Mandalorians are really directionless, and he can see kind of the disgust in Canderous' eyes whenever he encounters them just being brigands and raiding farms and settlements and all that. He knows that they could be so much greater, that they were so much greater. It's too bad, but he's certainly happy Canderous is around. Feels like someone that can be relied upon to get stuff done. Well, there is a workbench here. I'm not sure if I want to fiddle with lightsabers right now. I think I'm going to finish talking to the rest of the crew first. So, I guess we'll go and see what Mission has to say next. Mission? Get some music back.
Hey there, what can I do for you?
I wanted to talk to you about your brother, Mission. I found the tack glands while we were on Terrace. We can actually bring them to him if you wish.
I'm not gonna worry about Griff anymore. Like you said, he brought this on himself. Besides, he always treated me like garbage. Now it's payback time.
I suppose I did say that. And, but still, we might have a way of making money from this. You know, who knows, maybe Griff... Telemachus pauses and thinks about it for a second. Well, we'll see. Anyway. I could attempt to repair HK, but I'm not going to do that yet. Quite a few of our party members probably need to be leveled up. Surprisingly, Karth does not. Okay, some of these guys must have a level up, because it's saying certain ones are 14, but it's not letting me do it from the screen. So, we'll forget about that for now, but next time I go out on a planet, I'll have to take a moment and level everyone up. Zalbar. Zalbar would be a good person to talk to. We just spoke to Mission. Let's go speak to Zalbar. Big Z. How are you feeling? Is there something you want? Looks like he has the same stuff to say, but, have you anything more to say about yourself, Zalbar, now that everything has come about with your father retaking the throne? You have seen more than I would have allowed, and taught me some things too. I'm grateful for that. It'll be a while before I know what my role will be in making Kashyyyk truly free. I have a lot to learn. Why did you request to take back his sword? I'm not sure I really know. Father expects much of me. I guess I do as well. I think when I've learned enough, I'll bring it back to Kashyyyk. What happens then, we'll see. I'm sorry we couldn't stay on Kashyyyk longer. You and I have important things to do, and I don't feel bad about leaving this time. I know I'll be welcomed back. Well, I wish you well. Let's get going. I will follow. Well, all's well that ends well there. Now, Juhani. I have been dreading communicating with her for some time now. And we're going to see if she finally opens up to us, or whether I'm going to have to level or level her up. We're going to try it as it is right now, see how it goes, and then we'll go from there.
Yes. What is it?
Oh, this is different. This is different. So this is good. Okay, her plot is progressing. Is something wrong?
I was remembering Taris.
You were remembering Terrace. I'm sorry, Johnny.
No, it's all right. I think I'm over the worst of it. I apologize again for lashing out at you. It was not your fault. It was a horrible place to have to live. At least in the lower cities where the non-humans tended to get relegated. Living for years in a place with no sun, living off the trash dropped from the upper levels, and the meager pay doing back-breaking labor.
And those rag ghouls.
There was always the danger of raccoons coming up from the sewers, or more mundane predators living and working in the area. My family and I struggled each and every day to make something of our lives. But we could only go so far. Taxes from the corrupt government, more fees from the gangs controlling the streets, and whatever was left paying for what food and medical supplies we could afford.
No one could help you. No one would help you.
And of course, there was the constant bigotry and hate from the more affluent and human citizens, lording their wealth over us living below. Every once in a while, a rich human would come down through the lower levels with his droid entourage just to see how the wildlife lived, and laughed at the mockeries that were our successes. But I have come to meet many decent humans in my travels since those days. Indeed, some of the greatest people I have ever met are human.
Like who?
The Jedi who encouraged me to join the Order. The one who was with the group going to fight the Mandalorians. She was human. I am sorry. I am getting away from my point. If there even was one. Sometimes I curse the day my parents fled to Taris. But then again, if they had not, I would not be where I am today.
Your parents?
Another story for another time. For now, we must continue our own epic. To save the galaxy, if we can.
Fantastic. Alright. Very well, Johnny. I think I'll try speaking to you in a moment, though. Johnny's parents fled to Terrace from the homeworld of her species. Unfortunately for them, Terrace was very oppressive towards alien species. Life was not easy for them. Perhaps she will tell you more in time. I think I'll try again right now and see how much of her plot we can get going. This is actually the furthest I've ever been in many years. I think maybe only on my very first playthrough did I ever get farther than this.
How may I be of assistance
Due to all the
you,
bugs that were in it.
Padawan?
I was wondering if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Are you doing all right?
I have been doing well, I suppose. As well as I can. But I am more interested in you right now. Do not mistake me. It is just that, even though we have traveled together for a while, it seems I know next to nothing about you personally.
Well, what do you want to know?
We have been traveling together since Dantooine, but I know nothing of you before that. Would you humor me and tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, it is, of course, the greatest story ever told. That's not a very interesting story.
Humility. Please, if you would, indulge me. Your job, your childhood, your life. I am sorry if I am making you uncomfortable. I will fully understand if you choose not to answer.
No, it's all right.
I greatly appreciate your taking the time to talk to me. How did you come to be on Dantooine? Besides the obvious, of course.
Well, I rescued Bastila on Terrace.
Terrace. It always seems to come back to Terrace for me. I am sorry. I get distracted. What did you do before that?
I was a soldier for the Republic.
A life in the army. Not my career of choice, though. We Cathar cannot seem to adjust to regimented organizations like the military. But I have heard that it appeals to males of your species. Fighting? Defending? That is what we as Jedi seem to be called upon to do. Perhaps we are not as unalike as I had previously thought. But again, I seem to be wasting your time with my carrying on. I apologize.
No. You're not wasting my time at all, Johnny. Partially because I have no memory of any of this dialogue. So, I think I'm gonna attempt it once more.
I have been watching you for some time. I wonder if you have noticed. I have been thinking of how far I had fallen, and how you exemplify the code of the Jedi. I find myself ashamed.
You shouldn't be so hard on yourself.
But I have so little to show when I compare myself to you, and that makes my shame even worse. That I had so easily fallen to the dark side, that I could convince myself that by injuring my master, I became a great force of evil in the galaxy for my pride, my hubris, for the inner rage that all of my species feels. Sometimes I wish that I had not been born this way.
You shouldn't think that way.
I am sorry. I start to talk, thinking about how you stay strong to the path of virtue and justice, and I find myself whining again about my own inadequacies. The Council would be proud to see that you had learned your lessons so well.
Well, I don't know about that, but I try.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
I was wondering if we could talk some more. I mean, we keep ending these conversations premature, I feel.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Oh, nothing for now.
Of course.
Perhaps later.
If there is anything else, I am here to help.
Okay, so that was a crazy information dump with her, and I think I am going to do a bit of metagaming here, because I really do want her tale to go on. I'm going to zone from the Ebon Hawk and come back in and see if that changes anything with her dialogue. I will be right back, everyone. Okay, so I've determined that I'm probably going to need to level myself up to be able to unlock more of her dialogue, and since she was what I was waiting for anyway, I have no reason not to go about doing that right now. Let's go ahead and level. Holding off feels good to actually get it done. Got some more skills. Okay. I'm almost tempted to, like, not bother with Persuade anymore, because I could do demolitions instead and try and, you know, not run into the situation that we had down in the Shadowlands when we came across those mines, if I happen to not have a person who's able to disable that kind of stuff. But, on the other hand, Persuade's useful. I'm gonna do Persuade. You never know how much of that we're gonna need. We get another feat point, which is great. We've kind of got all this stuff we really want badly. It's just other things that we could start getting. We could get implants level 2. We could go with power attack. I would like to do power attacks more often just to change up the variety of our attacking. We don't really have any better implants right now anyway, so yeah, I'll go with power attack, I think. Improve power attack. We'll go master. So this gives us plus 8 damage instead of plus 5. It's going to become really good pretty quick. Minus 3 to hit. And the minus 3 to hit penalty will be offset by master speed whenever we do get that. So I am content with that choice. Let's go with powers. And speaking of master speed, we have 1 power available to us. Of course, I could get the next level of Force Wave as well, but I think it's very important we unlock the final tier of master speed. We do most of our attacks with melee, so our movement speed is doubled for 36 seconds. Defense is increased by 4, and 2 attacks per round are gained. So what was it before? 1 attack per round. So we just gained a full other attack whenever we use that ability. Too good not to have. And we are a level 13 Guardian and a level 2 Soldier. So I was actually mistaken the last time. The cap for level in KotOR is 20, so we've got another 5 levels to go. If I look at my feats, we should be able to get another point into power attack, and then we'll probably be able to fill out all of implants as well, which will be nice. I like how we have toughness. I don't think we'll go any higher in toughness or any of the other feats, but definitely power attack. We'll get that filled out. Anyway, let's go see if Juhani has anything more to say. I hope she does, because she hasn't really talked about certain portions of her past that are really responsible for tripping her side quest. So,
How may I be of assistance to you,
once more.
Padawan?
I was wondering if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Yeah, here we go. Tell me more about your past.
Well, I mentioned before that my parents had fled to Taris. Perhaps I can tell you about that.
Please do.
In the early days of the Mandalorian War, there had been fighting closer to the Outer Rim worlds.
Your people were in that region?
Cathar was there, yes. My people had a great reputation as warriors, and that appealed to the Mandalore version of honor. They sought to test themselves against us, I think. Test themselves by bombing our world, slaughtering my people while they slept or while they ran.
How did it happen?
They swooped down from space, across the world, firing at anything that moved. They used ships in space to destroy all orbital facilities and bombard the surface. We did resist, and in spite of their violent attack, we did stave them off for quite a while. But in the end, we were doomed.
It does sound like the Mandalorians. And Telemachus suddenly remembers some of his old hatred of the old foe, as it were. Just had a conversation and amicable camaraderie with Canderous, but now, yeah, he kind of remembers. You look back with fond, nostalgic eyes sometimes, even for horrible shit that goes down. Why did the Republic not help you?
We were not members of the Republic. Cathar was beyond the edge of the Republic, in the Outer Rim.
Right.
And besides, they could not have known our Our interstellar communications were the first things the Mandalores hit. All other short-range communicators were jammed. We were on our own. We knew what was coming. We had fought the Mandalorians in the first war against Exar Kun and the Sith. We knew there would be no mercy for us. The most we could do was pack the few of our people who survived onto what few ships there remained and send them off into space as fast as they could. Most did not make it.
But you survived.
My parents carried me as a baby with them, and were lucky enough to escape. They fled as far as they were able, and eventually settled on Taris. They could stand running no further, I think. But Taris was a horrible choice. Dominated by humans, intolerant of other species, it made everyday life unnecessarily hard.
Taris is not a nice place to raise a child.
No, it is not. But they had little choice. Each of us dealt with it in our own way. My father turned to stimulants. He spent much of his time in local bars and dives. But we are warriors. It runs through our blood. And when he was on stims, he became foolish. He let his warrior nature get the best of him. So he would get intoxicated, and he would fight. And finally, one day, he would die.
He fought in the ring. How did he die?
Killed by a man who provoked him into a fight and killed him like an animal. I am sorry. I cannot talk about this any longer right now.
Journal entry has been added. Johnny has told of how she lived with her parents on Taris and how her father was killed one day in a bar fight. This is a very sensitive issue for her. She might tell you more in the future. We're actually going to try it once more because I can't resist. I have to push this as far as it'll go.